Hail to the king, baby.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's me. It's Michael B. And it's Monday. You know what that means. Time for another episode of Chill and Chat with Michael B. On tonight's show, we got 3 different topics to talk about. I have been doing a lot of news videos lately because I've been trying to catch up, get some reviews that companies have sent me products out to review, getting those reviews done to share with you guys my thoughts on those products. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed them. I've had a lot of fun making them. It's been a while since I've been pretty review heavy on YouTube. It's a lot of work, but it actually, lets you flex that whole creative side of your brain to do different things, playing different shots and stuff like that. So it's been a lot of fun, but it's a ton of work. I'm exhausted tonight because I was up till I think it was like 3:30 last night trying to put together that Quarter Arcades Bad Dudes review for you guys. So if you haven't, so please, dear God, do me a favor, go watch it. I'd greatly appreciate it. I put a lot of work into it. I felt so bad because they sent me that thing like 2 weeks ago and it took me forever to get the review done and got it up. But anyways, I mean, there wasn't that much to say about it. I mean, it's a Bad Dudes cab. They did a really good job recreating the arcade and everything works really well. So, pretty easy review, nothing difficult to talk about. Not like with the Star Wars review where it was a little bit tricky because there were a couple things that, weren't as good as they should have been, which makes it a little bit hard and you're a little less excited to, go through and do the review on it. Anyways, we got some fun stuff to talk about tonight. One thing that the poll is already up for this. There's 3 topics. There's going to be 3 polls throughout tonight. The first poll is already up, and it talks about the recent negativity issues with Spreetail. So it's asking, with the recent issues with Spreetail, will the recent issues with Spreetail impact your decision to buy from them? So that's going to be the first topic. So feel free to get your votes in now. I want to know how you guys feel about it because we're going to be talking about that first. Then we're going to talk a little bit about some of the Black Friday sales. Maybe not as good as everybody hoped, but we'll talk about some of the best deals and what I picked up. And then last but not least, he's too busy picking up all the Legos. Yeah, I know that video from P-Dubs was awesome, man. Then last but not least, I did want to talk about something that actually came out of the Arcade Insider show this past week. I know Kevin from Spreetail actually went to visit Basic Fun, and one of the things he brought up was talking about Q Bert, and there seems to be a lot of negativity towards doing a Q Bert cab, and I just think that's ridiculous. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit tonight as well. But before we get into all that, want to say hello to the people in the chat. Before I do that, Brooklyn says that video was hilarious. I was watching it on repeat. Yeah, I've watched it a couple times too, brother. Before we do that, I do want to tell you guys there's no double down tonight. I decided to do something a little bit different. So instead of pandering for your super chat dollars, which feel free to give me super chats, greatly appreciated, but there's no need to do it. What I'm going to do tonight is I'm actually doing a members only stream directly after this. I've been really struggling because I've been so busy doing some of the members only content I wanted to get into. So one of the things I decided to do was take a note from what 19K Fox does and do a members only stream directly after this. So the plan for tonight is to do me an Ask Me Anything, no holds holds barred. So there's lots of things that are constantly said about me in the community, questioning my character, or there's lots of things you guys probably want to know about from, different companies, what I know, what I think. Now's the time to ask me in the members only stream later tonight. If you're a member, I'll see you there. If you're not already a member, it's not a huge amount to sign up. I think it's like $1. You can become a member. Everybody's invited. So let's take off the gloves, talk about all the good things about YouTube, all the good things about Home Arcade, and all the shit that I really would like to do without in the Home Arcade side. So thank you very much. Questioning my sexuality. JT Brumnick, you're only questioning my sexuality because you want me to play for your team. That's the only reason why. Anyways, want to say hello to the people there in the chat. I saw some people really early. It's good to see you guys. Even though I killed myself to get this video done this weekend and put it up today. Not only that, I'm not going to miss a Monday night. So I'm here streaming with you, and I'm even doing the extra members only stream tonight. Hardest working man in the Home Arcade YouTube space. I do not take that lightly. I love doing it. So anyways, want to say hello to Dan Z. Dan, always good to see you. Always the first person to say hello in the chat. John Fritz, good evening, everybody. Nice to see you. Nova Sonic, it's me. It's Michael M. Brooklyn Menace, like we just talked about, one of my favorite people in the community. Always nice, no bullshit, just wants to get along and play games. That's how it works. Neo's Arcade News got us popcorn bucket, Michael Jackson style. Who else we got here? JJ is here. Good evening, guys. Hope you're all ready for Thanksgiving. No Thanksgiving here in Canada, of course, but you guys all enjoy your Thanksgiving this week. Lots of great food, lots of great football, and some deals to be had. So we'll talk about what you can get and save for tonight. Little Aliens here. Good to see you, Jason. Hope you're doing well. Stock Jock is here. I hear this is where all the cool kids hang out. I don't know about cool kids, but nice people are definitely here. That's what I'll say. Andy, author 2007, free Q Bert, and all the Laserdisc games. Laserdisc. I got to be careful how I say it. MG always makes fun of me because of how I pronunciate my words. Laserdisc. As long as I'm at it, free Junior Pac-Man, Zaxxon, and Super Zaxxon. I agree. Porter Dream is here. Good evening. He also says hitting the like button is heroic. Ritual Dello, a.k.a. Rotundo. Good to see you, my man. G.I. Joel streamed 2 hours from a shop earlier today. Passed the baton, said, who's next? I'm going to do a 2-hour tour as well. Bill's Retro Gaming Show. Guys, if you didn't know, Bill has a show now. It's pretty good. Go check it out. Zaxxon would be amazing. Completely agree. Who else we got here? MSU Rich, Elio 37. I hate how YouTube is doing stuff now where the names just come up and it doesn't tell you what everybody's name is. JS Shellman, I know you've corrected me before, but I'm going to say it wrong anyways. Good to see you, my man. I think MBJ84, if I'm not mistaken, that's my buddy Mark Janes. Good to see you. I might be wrong, so I apologize if I am. Bobby1 ALU, saw video dub stealing your keyboard. Hope you're doing okay. That wasn't very nice for him. I have a new keyboard, guys. Seriously. I bought a new keyboard over Black Friday just for dubs. No longer do I have the mechanical keys, so it should be a lot quieter for everybody. J-Rod is here. Good to see you, my man. Cheese Bat. Mike Hawk Hertz, who's all elite on Twitter, as always. Scott Parisi, good to see you. I heard Basic Fun will be adding Q Bert to the WWF Superstars in place of Andre the Giant. That's not funny. Israel Gaming, sup Mike B. Israel Gaming tried to hook our buddy Gallagher guy up with this awesome Crystal Castles cab this past week. Don't know how that turned out. I don't think so well. So hopefully that whoever got it, good for them. But poor old Gallagher guy is in racks of distraught, missing out on Crystal Castles. What a beautiful cabinet. Qbert is a cab I'd buy even from Basic Fun. I think a lot of people would buy Qbert. That's why I was so mystified the way they were talking about it. Plastique 45. I hate that all the new cabs are based on games that can easily be played on multi-cades. We need more like Star Wars and Tron. How about a Sega cab with Afterburner, Thunderblade, and G-Lock? Really good suggestion. I'm going to be honest. I didn't play a lot of Afterburner in the arcades. Most of my memories of Afterburner come from going to, there was a Sears in the Village Mall here, and it had a Sega Genesis set up. And for 5 years, the only game in the demo Genesis was Afterburner 2. And I remember playing the shit out of that. That's where I remember playing Afterburner from. I hate members only streams. That is pandering for money. Okay. 19K Fox started a trend. I'm just trying to do more for the members. I did a Mario Kart stream a little while ago, so if it's not your cup of tea, I get it. Mike Hawk Hertz became a member for 38 months. Good to see you. Been saving up to try to rationalize buying the Street Fighter 2 Deluxe. Will it go down in price temporarily again, or should I just take it on the chin? No, you should never pay that $990. We'll talk about that later tonight. I want to know how long you guys were waiting in line to see Santa. An hour and 45 minutes, JJ. It was crazy. Good to see you, JT Brunick. James hates everything. Recovering from getting a knee in the testicles earlier from P-Dubs. Wow, you were cheaper than 19K Fox in many ways. In many ways. Cyrus didn't fight for the community. What makes anyone think he will for basic fun? Dude is a check collector. He doesn't give a shit about Q Bert. He wants a Muppet Babies whack-a-mole. You're not far off there, man. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. James hates everything. Became a member. So did G.I. Joel. Good to see you. I saw your other comment, but thank you very much for the $1.99 super chat, Scott Parisi. Greatly appreciated. B. Kirby, the Chicago arcade guy. What's up, Mike and Phyllis? Good to see you, my man. C. Marble, what up, Mike B. Ritual Dello, saying hello to B. Kirby. Little Alien gifting 10 memberships, 10 more people that get to go see the show later. E. Leo became a member. Thank you very much. Hey, Mike, get your Packers hat back on. Go, Pack, go. I know that's probably why I'm cursing them. But then again, I didn't help the Blue Jays much, so maybe me taking off the Packers hat is helping them. Who knows? Is this when we can ask you questions? No, later, Goofyfoot. You can still ask me questions, but we'll see. MBJ84 says Mark Janes is correct. Chris Ford says timing is everything. It's Monday. B. Kirby gifting 10 memberships. Thank you very much. Pretty keyboard, pride keyboard. Why'd you have to go there? Sir Sega, good to see you, my man. James hates everything, gifting 10 memberships as well. Thank you very much, James. Very nice of you. Nooner, good to see you, my man. Jamie Loken, good to see you as well. B. Kirby, member for 10 months. Good to see you. How are the AI nuts doing, James? Yeah, that was something. That P-Dubs video was hilarious. JR, new member. Welcome to the Michael B, the Game Genie Illuminati. I got to change that name at some point. I like razzing people up when they say stupid things. So that's the whole reason that Illuminati was there. I tried really hard for Gallagher Guy to get that Crystal Castles arcade. The listing's still pending, so maybe you'll be able to snag it. I saw earlier it was already sold, Israel, so hopefully, who knows. And then Nooner says, go Hawks. John Fritz says, the Bears. And JT Brunick says, go Bears. And ladies and gentlemen, we are all caught up. So first things first, let's talk about Spreetail. So Spreetail got a lot of flack, was not last week, but the week before, during the Arcade Insiders show, when they actually put the Street Fighter 2 Deluxe on sale for $4.99, which was meant to be a good thing to give back to the community, because people were saying they really wanted that cab. I have it. It's one of my favorite cabs. Despite me buying a real big blue, I'm not selling it anytime soon. I absolutely love that cabinet. But Spreetail did put it down to $4.99. A lot of people jumped on it and were lucky enough to get it, but it raised some questions about what the heck is going on with the pricing model there. Obviously, the first price that was up, it was somewhere around $900. Then it jumped up to $990, and it said regular price like $12.99. Just prices were all over the place for what should be a $4.99 cabinet. So a lot of people were upset about that. It became a talking point on a lot of podcasts. We talked about it on Super Game Room Dudes, and people started making AI shorts, making fun of Spreetail. It's just such a weird situation. Now, me personally, I've dealt with Spreetail here in Canada for a number of years. Even Kevin from Spreetail, he used to watch my show a little bit more. And I used to bring up the fact that Time Crisis was outrageously priced on Amazon here in Canada. And he said, oh, don't worry, we'll do some kind of discount. Then he dropped it down to $900, which was still above retail for what Time Crisis was. So it's one of those situations. It's a cab I missed out on. It sucks. I felt really shitty about it. But at the same time, based on the prices, I just wasn't going to buy it. And that's the crux of the issue. Like I talked about it on Super Game Room Dudes. I hate the pricing model Spreetail uses. I find it to be like shady. Obviously, it's kind of like scalping. If you have a product people want, but there's limited quantity, you can charge what you want for it. That's my personal feelings. I don't like it, but at the same time, they're entitled to do whatever they want. It's their business. They can sell their product for whatever they want. And we as consumers can decide whether or not to buy it. It's why I don't usually buy stuff from Spreetail here in Canada on Amazon or anywhere else. It's just that pricing model turns me off. I'm willing to pay a certain amount for these home arcades, which I'm sure a lot of people in the community are. And it's something that I won't, go outside of, regardless of what the product is. So, anyways, as much as that's shitty, I will talk about the other side of things because I have bought from Spreetail here in Canada because not always are their prices wacky like that. A lot of times they in fact offer really good deals. When the Street Fighter Deluxe came out a couple years ago, it wasn't initially available in Canada. The only people who brought it to Canada were Spreetail, and it was not last Christmas, I think the Christmas before. They actually ended up running a bunch of sales on that same Street Fighter cab very early. So that was the good side of the algorithm or whatever the hell they're using to do their pricing model. They actually ran a couple sales on it, and I picked up my Street Fighter 2 Deluxe for like $538 Canadian, which roughly with the conversion works out to about $399. So obviously that was a really good deal. So there's the highs and the lows of the pricing models. A lot of times you get these like ugly looking prices where it's $909, $990, and you're like, I'm not going to pay that. But other times you do get deals and discounts. They will apply coupons to them. So, fair is fair, and you got to look at things both ways. The one thing I don't like about what they're doing, and before we go any further, here we go. Scott Parisi, $1.99 super chat. Gottlieb Q Bert fun. Go with the real thing. I wish, man, if it was easily available here, I would. I may put your money towards, I know the guy I bought the big blue off has a Sunset Riders and a Simpsons cab as well. Might go towards that. Not as cool, but, you got to go with what's available here. Yeah, like when car dealers were adding 10K market adjustments, I mean, a price should be a price, in my opinion. If the MSRP is $499, you expect retailers to sell it for that. But again, they're entitled to do whatever they want. And our choice of action is to buy it or not buy it. So it is what it is. And again, like I mentioned, there was sales. The thing I don't like, and I hope they fix, is the other side of things where they are showing that original price all the way up to like $12.99 and saying this is the price, but Spreetail is marking it down to $9.90 on a sale. That feels a little shady. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't think it's doing anything wrong. Legally, I don't think that's a problem, but ethically, it's weird. It's creating false FOMO. So hopefully they get that rectified. There's a point to all this. I do want to talk about this basis before I get into the real point of this conversation. So the other one that you probably saw this past week was the big news about Spreetail charging a restocking fee for a pretty famous YouTuber when he returned his WWE WrestleFest countercade. So I had it up earlier, but my computer decided to knock it down for some reason. So let me just go in and bring it up for you guys if you haven't seen it already. So like I said, it got knocked down for whatever reason. We'll get past the ads and then I'll show you. But I'm sure if you guys have been watching video game content as long as I have, you've probably either connected or at some point talk to Radical Reggie, Reggie, who's famous from being on the Metal Jesus Rocks different compilation shows, doing his hidden gems. He's got his own YouTube channel. He's at a bunch of conventions. Anyways, he picked up one of these WrestleFest countercades from Basic Fun from Spreetail. Obviously, he ran into the button issue, didn't do the update, and decided to return it. And then once he returned it, he actually did this video identifying that they charged him a restocking fee, which was about half the price of the actual product. Now, everybody focuses just on that part. There is another side to this as well that they did eventually refund him the total amount. So it's not like he was out. He did get his full amount of his money back. So before anybody says, I can't believe they did that, he did fight it and they did give him the money back. But there's also another side to this. With Amazon, we're so used to being able to just throw everything back. Apparently, Spreetail does have some pretty specific rules with products. You get them, you have to put them back in the original packaging, send them back that way. He didn't do it. He packaged up the full countercade and sent it back, but it wasn't sent back like it should have been. So it broke their policy. And that's why he was charged the restocking fee. So, anyways, with that out of the way, I mean, it's just another one of those things, a restocking fee. Just it kind of gives you the ick doing this stuff, but it's not a restocking fee across the board. It's a restocking fee if you don't follow the return instructions. And that's basically what was identified here. I love Radical Reggie. I was heartbroken when I first saw this, but at the same time, I get it, man. He didn't follow the instructions. So there you go. Hey, Steve Sales here. We're going to talk about you in just a little bit, Steve Sale. Steve, so glad you're doing okay. We were worried about you last night. Steve had a little bit of a fall while playing walkabout mini golf. Glad to know he's okay. If that dude didn't fight it, what do you suppose would have happened? Come on, don't be an apologist for a dodgy company. I'm not. I mean, if he didn't fight it, he would have been out the money, obviously. But at the same time, they had a policy. Whether or not you like that policy or don't like that policy, you have to keep that in consideration when you're buying a Spreetail product. Like, obviously, Basic Fun is all sold through Spreetail right now. That's the main retailer. Iconic's going to be sold through Spreetail. Keep that in mind when you're buying from them, that if you are not satisfied with your product, you're going to have to return it. And if you don't, disassemble it, put it back in its box, you're going to be hit with the same restocking fee. It is what it is. I'm just saying that's what it is. And anybody shopping through them should be aware of this policy. Now, sometimes you can fight it. Obviously, it's lucky Reggie was through Amazon because that gives the buyer a little bit more weight. But like, think about the original purchases you guys made directly with Spreetail through VMI for those iconic arcade cabs. If you fight that restocking fee, you don't have Amazon to back you up. So I'm making clear what their policies are and what you need to follow. My least favorite season of the year, fall. I agree. Anyways, with all that out of the way, it's been a pretty bad week for Spreetail. There's been a lot of negativity in the community surrounding them. And, a lot of people obviously don't like their ethics. I don't like them either. A lot of people don't like this restocking fee and the way they do business. But at the same time, it's important to remember Spreetail's very important to the home arcade community right now. Probably it's the most important retailer, believe it or not. And you might be saying, come on, Mike, like, obviously this is as seen on TV. I mean, this is a pretty dodgy site. Look at the shit they're pulling. But I want you guys to think about this honestly. We came from a place where Arcade One Up was sold everywhere. You could literally go anywhere and buy home arcade products. And now we are in 2025 going into 2026. And if you look at the list of retailers willing to deal with these home arcade companies, buy their products, and actually bring them out to us to make sure we do have home arcade products to talk about, to buy, to enjoy, there's really only one left, and that's Spreetail. Spreetail is the only company buying from Basic Fun. Spreetail is the only company buying from Iconic Arcade, and Spreetail is one of the only companies buying from Arcade One Up. Outside of like major club stores like Sam's Club or maybe Costco with certain orders, and then of course Walmart with the peasant cabs, nobody else is buying these except for Spreetail. So while it's easy for us to shit on Spreetail because of, their business practices and maybe they don't align 100% with ours, we also do have to remember that without Spreetail, we might not be seeing anything. There might not be a Basic Fun. There might not be an Iconic Arcade. And there might not still be an Arcade One Up. I know I saw Jamie Loken in the chat earlier today, and he's one to testify to this 100%. Jamie will tell you he used to work for a big distributor a while back, and we've talked about it 100 times already on Chill and Chat. Arcade One Up ruined this product line for everybody. They burned so many different distributors, not because they were trying or doing bad practices. It's just they put out so much stock and so many people were left with products they couldn't sell that they had to hold on to, that were eating up warehouse space, inventory space, that it turned people away from this product line. So right now, without Spreetail, who are a major chain, who are basically the only ones buying these, know how to move large volume like this, we would be screwed. And it's crazy. Bonos Tecmo says, don't hate the player, hate the game, Spreetail for life. I just want you guys to think about that. So as much as like these things are negative, at the same time, without Spreetail, home arcade will be in a lot worse space right now. For those of you who don't remember, Spreetail came into the Arcade One Up space years ago. They're one of the ones that absolutely fell in love with the stools, bought all the different stools that you could then go and turn around and buy. They started buying specific cabinet lines from Arcade One Up that other retailers didn't want to buy. So, a couple of years ago, Time Crisis 1000% happened because of Spreetail. Then on the negative side of that, the $749 price point also happened because of Spreetail. That wasn't an Arcade One Up decision. That was a Spreetail decision. Same with the Street Fighter 2. The reason why they have it on lockdown, they're the only retailer that was willing to order it. No one else was willing to order it. They're the only people who brought it to Canada, didn't go to any major retail chains. Spreetail was the sole distributor of it in the US. They did sell it through a couple retailers like Walmart and Best Buy, I think, for a while. But without Spreetail, we never would have got that cabinet. And it's one of the best cabinets Arcade One Up had made in the last 5 years. So as much as it's easy to be critical about Spreetail, about their business practices, about the weird false FOMO from the $12.99 down to $9.90 now for the Street Fighter 2 Deluxe, how easy it is to get negative about the restocking fee that Radical Reggie was charged and their policy on the restocking, I want you to give them a little bit of a break and think about it, because without Spreetail, we'd be pretty much shit out of luck right now. We'd be talking about those arcade classic, peasant versions of Arcade One Up in Walmart with the 16:9 screens, and we would have had a Pac-Man pub table and a SpongeBob claw machine, and that's literally all we would have had this year. Right now, Basic Fun only sold through Spreetail. Iconic Arcade only sold through Spreetail, so you don't really have a choice. Yes, 100%. If normies want to pay these crazy prices, then let them, because we can get potential cabinets we want down the line. That's right. We can be smart. It's the casual fans, the ones that Arcade One Up and Basic Fun, the ones they want outside this crazy space. We'll let them pay the high prices because someone's going to. We'll avoid those cabs that the high prices are on, and then we'll get the cabs we want eventually. If people don't buy the products at their markups, these companies can't stay in business either. Yeah, G.I. Joel makes a really good point. I mean, that's the first thing anybody says in the home arcade space, and I get it. Like, if you don't want to pay what they're charging, don't pay it. But at the same time, They're not evil companies trying to rip money out of your pockets. People look at them and go, "Oh, I can make that cabinet for $350 and they're charging 500." Yeah, there's overhead. Yeah, there's licensing fees. There's a lot of things that these at-home cabinet builders don't take into consideration when making these products. So you got to think about that as well. Anyways, guys, I put up a poll on that one and I wanted to see what you guys thought, get your votes on it. So I'm going to close the poll now and we'll see where they landed. And funny enough, I'm surprised this one won, but I'm just waiting for the end results to come up. I just closed the poll, so give me a second here. While I'm waiting, Nooner says, at the end of the day, it's how badly do you want the product? Personally, would never pay 2 to 3 times as much for a cab, but I've definitely overpaid for other shit I did want. Yes, many of us have dated women that we spent way too much money on, but we really wanted them at the time. We still want the Double Down show. Come on, Mike. Next week, Double Down will be back. Thank you very much. Wish I was a rock star. I understand. Not this week, though. Not this week. MG, I'm not good calculating the restock fees. I failed math so many times, I can't count. There you go. So, anyways, the poll is closed now, and the number one winner was, will these issues with Spreetail impact your decision to buy from them? Most people are going to say this 100%. I don't really care. 45%. Like when you look at everything in a vacuum, it doesn't really matter. So I understand that. 22% are the second highest vote total. 22%. Yes, I will only buy from others. And then 18%, which I thought would get more votes. I thought that would actually be the number 2. Maybe depends on who else is selling. And it's a case by case basis where, with Spreetail, you're going to have potential restocking fees. If you decide to bring it back and you don't follow their instructions, you might, if you're looking to buy a Street Fighter, you might have to pay more because their pricing algorithm or however they do it. But you have to take into consideration where else is this available and who can I buy it from. And then last, coming in at 15%, no, it's just business. You don't really care. You'll buy from them anyways. Votes are all over the place, but the number one vote getter was, I don't care, 45%. So non-issue. Let's rock and roll. I just spent my wife's Christmas present money at Walmart, early access on video games. So there you go. I just overpaid to get my DJI Mini 5 Pro. Where is this? It's like everything. It's not all good, not all bad. Without Spreetail, no Time Crisis, no Star Wars second release, but their BBB and Trustpilot scores are very low, mostly due to their restocking fees. Brooklyn Menace supports MG's strategies. I've had nothing but good experience with Spreetail, though I have never had to return anything. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, guys. It's all over the place. You take the good with the bad. Like I said, sometimes their prices are wacky, but other times I've got good deals from them. I will never forget how excited I was after not being able to buy the Street Fighter 2 Deluxe HS5 here in Canada, seeing it, but not only seeing it, but also seeing it come up at a really good price. That made me a very happy boy. So anyways, on to the next topic, and you guys are going to get to test out how quiet my new keyboard is as I put up the next poll. I wish I had a co-host for this while I type this out, but here's the new keyboard. You'll notice very light noises, no clicking. I did this specifically for P-Dubs, so he would stop harassing me about it. Should have these already typed up somewhere. It's awkwardly quiet. I agree. And then I keep making spelling mistakes. Well, screw it. As you can see, I'm very disappointed in no clicking. The silence of the keyboard is too loud. I miss the ASMR keyboard noises. I know it's not the same, but anyways, guys, I had to do it. P-Dubs, he's a vicious taskmaster, guys. He should have doubled down with a typewriter. I might yet. I might. Anyways, I got a new poll up now. Were you disappointed in the Black Friday home arcade sales? So we talked about them a lot on Super Game Room Dudes this past Friday night, and there was a variety of companies all offering different deals. But when I asked the guests, because it was Detroit Love who went by Detroit Two Shills, James Hates Everything, and Chaotic BPR, it didn't seem like there was many people very excited about the home arcade deals. Of course, probably the biggest wet fart was Arcade One Up. Arcade One Up sent out emails, and I'll give them a ton of credit, because I mean, they keep trying here. They just don't have anything to try with, right? So here's the Arcade One Up Black Friday sales. I think this is set to US now. So everything is set to, or no, Canadian, but everything is set to 10%. So my 9% over the weekend got removed. But anyways, everything is roughly around $50 off on certain machines. So it was $50 off the Class of 81 Deluxe, $50 off Golden Tee, $50 off Pac-Man Deluxe, $50 off the monstrosity that is the NBA Jam Slim Deluxe, and 5% off the Infinity Game Table 32 inches. Emails is trying. Yes, it was it's called a mailer. It's not really an email, but it's a mailer out to your distribution list with some pretty graphics, trying to hype them up. It's better than nothing. I love when people say this. It's not actually Black Friday, though. Black Friday doesn't work the way it used to work. The sales don't go live on the day. The sales are live ahead of time. They're basically available right up until Black Friday and over the weekend. So, yeah, there you go. That's a much better deal than I paid for it, Naughty List MG. I'll tell you that. I also saw that Metal Gear Solid Delta was also $30 on Walmart as well. So if you didn't get that, grab that. Arcade One Up does have the least expensive deluxe size cabs this Black Friday. They're just 3-year-old cabs. That wasn't one of the ones available, though, Ruben. If it was, I'm sure people would have loved it. But anyways, these are the ones that are on sale this Black Friday. Really nothing to get overly excited about from Arcade One Up. I did want to show you guys something else, because I know some people that watch this are Canadians. We didn't really get any Arcade One Up deals here in Canada. It was kind of a bummer. There was one company offering some Arcade One Up Canadian deals, though. So for my Canadian viewers that I am a member, just show what I want to see. Jeez. Why are you being difficult, website? So I'll go through the list right now. Obviously, they've got Pac-Man XL in stock in Canada right now. We're pretty excited about that. But I'll go through this. If you take a look, you've got the Fast and the Furious, still regular price at Costco. Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe, still regular price. But you get down here, they've actually got the same 10% off deal on a couple of their cabs here. So you can get $50 off Canadian, Pac-Man Deluxe, Golden Tee Deluxe, NBA Jam Deluxe, and that's it for Costco. That's the only Arcade One Up Canadian deals for those of you who have asked me. The website didn't hear any clicking. Yeah, that's one place. Evercade with those Hyper Pockets have done excellent. I'm about done with my shopping now. I've spent all my money, but I'm still thinking about getting the Capcom Super Pocket. That's on my list. That's down to $67 Canadian. I think I might pull the trigger on that. Nice. Eduardo got a MetaQuest 3S. I know they were on super sale at Costco in the US for like $200. And at Games, we're still running that week 1 sale from a couple of weeks ago with like Zachariah Table 70% off, that kind of stuff. So very cool. Sadly, Neon Pac-Man is the best three-quarter scale cab released by these big companies in 2025. I disagree with that completely. Even through all its issues, I would still buy Star Wars Return of the Jedi any day over that Pac-Man Neon. The Pac-Man Neon is at the bottom of my list. I understand that people want it, but uh well, I mean, New Wave Toys themselves, Eduardo, have Zoltar for $100. So I don't know if they have free shipping or not. I think it's free shipping after you spend over $150, but you can save an additional $20 buying it from New Wave directly. Infinity Game Board still $199 at most BJ stores. Not that I suggest that item for $199. I would gladly recommend the Infinity Game Board. Like we did have fun with it. It's just we didn't have $700 or $800 Canadian fun, but for $200, yeah, I could be into that. Return of the Jedi and Pac-Man Neon, yeah, even with all the issues I talked about, Return of the Jedi, in my opinion, that's still the best cab that's come out from any company so far in 2025. Everybody can shit on me all they want, but, and especially say I'm shilling it because obviously the company sent it to me, but hands down, still the best cab. It's ridiculous. Yeah, picked it up for $199. It's been fun for us. One of the things I said was really missing from that Infinity Game Board was some kind of like D&D type game. I thought that would be a nice fix, but like all the board games and shit are fun. The problem with the Infinity Game Board and table and all that stuff is they were just overpriced. Like they were never worth the price they were charging. It's a concept that's a cool concept if you want a separate device. You can do pretty much everything that you're doing on that device with an iPad if you already have one. So I thought the price was out of whack, but $199, yeah, 100%. If you ask ask people to shit on you, Michael be the Game Genie. That's called a rolling brownout. Return of the Jedi, it might be garbage in your opinion, but comparatively speaking to literally everything else released this year, it's the best product. It's still not great for all the reasons I suggested, but it's still better than everything else. Oh yeah, like if you don't have little kids and stuff like that, like when I used to have fun with it. I had the Infinity Game table out. Like my father-in-law came over, I played chess with him on it. My daughter used to use it to use like those memory puzzle games all the time. Played a couple board games. There is fun to be had with it. Just enough fun to justify that price point? I don't think so. I use mine to hold coffee cups. Beacon used to hold his I'll get in trouble for saying this, but his Boba Fett ship, formerly known as the Slave One. He used to hold his Slave One model on top of it. That's like saying it's the least stinky turd. You're not wrong. Yeah, I will tell you right now, I would already have a basic fun centipede countercade if they were available in Canada. I don't know why the distributor decided not to bring them over here. I did get some feedback from the Brick one time that they're still struggling to move out like Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man partycades for around the same price point. So I understand why retailers here in Canada would be gun shy, but there you go. TMNT pinball machine might be the real best arcade product this year. Well, if that's your thought, you'll be able to vote next week with the return of the Home Arcade Awards, which is a show I do yearly where we will crown best product of the year. If you think, like James thinks, the best product was the Pac-Man Neon, you can vote for that. If you think that the best product was the Basic Fun Return of the Jedi, or if you think the best product was in fact the we were just talking about it, At Games Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles HD Pinball, you can vote next week. Oh, James, I can't disagree with you more on this Pac-Man Neon. Like me personally, I hate it. It's not for me. I can understand. Yeah, that's right. Goofy Foot Nostalgia used to hate the Infinity Game table and the Infinity Game Board whenever we talked about it because he would bring up the exact same product that was previously available on like AliExpress or Alibaba or whatever you want to call it. I don't know the name of the site, but these tables have been out for years. People have been selling them. It's not like Arcade One Up invented them. They just took a dead product line or something they bought from somebody else, repackaged it, and charged us to the moon for it. So there you go. The Catholic Church won't let me have a wife and children, so the Infinity game table won't be for me. I thought they loosened up on that policy. Like I know a priest close to us recently. He has a paramour, a partner that he spends times with. Sometimes she would have sleepovers with him at the church house, and everything was kosher. I thought after everything that went down with the Catholic Church, they loosened up on that, but I could be wrong. And also, you could be messing with me. That's also very possible. So, yeah. And some people are like, JR, I don't like any of these products. I'll get it. I can't get the visualization of James getting kicked down below. That hurts. Well, that's another one of the sales right now, James. I don't know if it's still going on, but this is another sale that was mentioned on Arcade Insiders. So the Amazon listing for Basic Fun Star Wars Return of the Jedi is not up yet, but apparently it's available at Walmart and Target, and through Target, they applied a $50 coupon to it. So it's not the full $5.99 price point. It's $5.50. Hopefully when the Amazon store goes up and they can do it, they only charge $4.99, which, from what I understand, is still less than any other Star Wars that's ever came out. So there you go. I had a joke typed up, deleted it. JT, that's probably best, man. I actually heard they were not releasing a Supreme version of Star Wars, sadly. And I don't know why. I would go back to the Costco buyers again, because we're in the same boat with Basic Fun and the Supremes that we were with Arcade One Up. The only way they're going to sell the Supremes is through the club stores. So if the club stores don't want the title they're selling, they are SOL. Now, we did hear that Spreetail is going to be carrying a Supreme through regular retail in the near future. Hopefully it comes to Canada, and hopefully it's really good. Anyways, guys, that was, Arcade One Up. Basic Fun also did have some deals on Amazon as well, where the countercades were down. Let me actually get that post up. So just give me a second here. I can show you. This actually came from Neo, from the Arcade Insiders page. That's where I saw it. I have a hard time with Amazon where I'm in Canada. All the stuff comes up as does not ship to your location, and it won't show me the price. So I can't actually grab the price from you. Let me see if I can just find this post. Yeah, here it is. So here are the Amazon Spreetail deals. You can get Arcade Classics WWE Ultra Series Game Machine for $479. And if you're in the Kansas City area and you want an even better deal, James is selling his for $450. And he's kind of a motivated seller, hasn't had any offers yet. You could get this for as low as maybe $400, $350. Hit James up for a great deal on your Arcade Classics WWE Ultra. The other thing about it is you're getting it's back down to the $499 price point. It's actually a little bit cheaper. So with a little bit of savings, not that I'm saying you should, that does have a BOE monitor, and you can also put that savings towards getting to buy stuff. WrestleFest box, if you're so inclined that you want all the real game as opposed to the one Basic Fun are providing. Of course, Centipede is $475, does save scores. My big problem with that one, of course, is the fact that, and it does have more arcade games than it even lists, it's got a horizontal screen instead of a vertical, so that's a bummer for me. All the countercades are down cheaper than they were originally, $189. So lots of Basic Fun deals to be had as well. James says $400 and still no offers. You might even be able to get this for $300 for James if you're in the Kansas City area. Hit him up if you want a Basic Fun WrestleFest. No one wants that thing, he says. So there's other great deals going on right now. Like there's also one with X Arcade, which fit in perfectly for me doing my haptic kit review. I was very happy about that because they are actually running a big sale on now. I didn't even need to shill my affiliate link because they were offering the same deal through their Black Friday sale. So I'll just bring it up on screen to make you guys aware of it in case you weren't. So right now you can get 30% off the great. Oh, no, I don't need 10% off my next order. I'll just use my own coupon code and get 30% off that way. So you can use my coupon code, but you don't need to because they have their own Black Friday ATV 30. This thing is fantastic to use it in front of your TV, like I've got with Megacade back there, just as an arcade controller. We all know Glenn's coming out with an X Arcade Viper pretty soon, so it's going to have the same operating system as in the GRS Buildacade FU. You can basically do that with the TV of your choice. 50-inch, 55-inch, 65-inch, 75-inch, like James did with his build. So, 30% off right now, base price $279. And the controls are all great. They're all GRS controls, the buttons, the sticks, the trackball. And of course, the big selling point for it, if you do have a MetaQuest, like the $200 MetaQuest they're selling right now at Costco for Black Friday, you can also play Pinball FX VR on your MetaQuest and use this as a pinball controller. It's awesome by itself, but of course, with the haptics kit, it takes it to the next level. That's enough selling of that. But anyways, that's the big Black Friday sale on that. Oh, JT, you were missing out. Honestly, just try VR pinball. You won't regret it. Just try it. If they do some kind of deal to try out VR pinball, try it. You won't go back. I played pinball in VR before. I had Star Wars Pinball VR, which was okay. I tried Pinball FX VR 2. That was okay. But Pinball FX VR, the new one, is a different animal. So friggin' good. Christmas will be good this year with all my extra At Games money. They're going to charge you goofy foot. You're going to wake up January 1st and you're going to be like, I got so much money in the bank. And they're going to take out all those At Games affordable financing payments all at once. And you're going to be broke like a joke. Reverman says Meta's offering 11 sale bundles, letting you get multiple games and or DLC together for a lower price than buying them individually. Walkabout Mini Golf is one of the bundles. Yeah, they've always had like a Walkabout course bundle. I've got to look into that. There's still a bunch of courses I don't own, so we'll see. Target has Meta 3S for $249. You get a $50 Target gift card. Lots of deals out there. Go check it out. And then, of course, GRS Studios. Let me take this down for a second. Another company that are offering great sales right now. Let me get it up. That's what she said. You can't even hear the keyboard anymore. I know this is killing you guys. Crazy Old Glenn is always offering some kind of sale. So 20% Black Friday sale. Use Black Friday 20. The big sale item. Of course, if you are going to think about getting the Basic Fun Star Wars Return of the Jedi cab, you can also pick up a Glenn flight yoke. The yoke on the Return of the Jedi is great. You really don't need to replace it, but if you want something that's more durable, more arcade perfect, Glenn's yoke is there. I've got one. It's amazing. Then, of course, the big sale is on the Akari rotary joystick. Akari 40% off. So good news there. When the new course for WAG comes out, rebuy the Pro Rata bundle. It's $1 cheaper. There you go. It's not going to work with your old tank stick, JT Brunick. Here's a reason for you to jump on the new X Arcade. It's for the new tank stick, not the old one. I don't know if Silver Strike will run on it. Will it, Mike Hockhurts? That's a question I've never really asked. And then last but not least, Evercade have some great deals on right now. I think it's different depending on where you are. But here in Canada, and I just got to change my address here so nobody tries to harass me. But for me, one of the big deals here in Canada, and, I keep looking at this one. I keep going back to it. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so I can get them all on screen. that Evercade Mega Man, like I am not a fan of the Evercade Mega Man, but like it's got some really good games on it. I've already got the other one, so I probably will skip that. I am going to grab the Capcom Super Pocket. This was actually sold out for a long time on Amazon, so it's perfect timing. I will pick up the Super Pocket. I'll probably do that later tonight, actually. But there's lots of deals on Super Pockets. The Evercade Alphas are, I forget how much it is. It's not 30% off, but there's a pretty good deal on them, all except for the Bubble Bobble. There's different deals on different game packs as well. So, yeah, if you're into Evercade, go check it out. Why no Quest 3 Black Friday deals? I haven't checked out the store. I don't know. The only real game outside of Walkabout Mini Golf, picking up the rest of the packs that I even want is Deadpool, and that just came out. So I don't know. I don't know who the Ikari Warriors joystick is for. It doesn't have built-in games. So how do you hook it up to multiple systems? It does look sick, but it's not on sale. So anyways, guys, that's Black Friday. I didn't buy a ton of arcade stuff during Black Friday because, again, wasn't any great sales. Like Basic Fun, I was considering, even with all its issues, considering getting WrestleFest, but it's still $6.99 here in Canada. There was no direct sale on that. And even if there was a sale, I would want kind of like a steep discount to see it drop to like $4.99 Canadian, something like $200 before I would jump in and consider getting the Basic Fun WrestleFest. I'll keep my eye on it because sometimes these cabs go on cheaper closer to Christmas, not necessarily Black Friday. So I'll be watching that one to see how well it does. And who knows, maybe even the Centipede cab. We'll see. But nothing has really stuck out to me as super exciting yet for Black Friday. That doesn't mean I didn't get anything. I did pick up a couple video games. I picked up Metal Gear Solid Delta for the PlayStation 5. I had Amazon gift cards that went on sale here in Canada for $64.99 Canadian. You lucky jerks in the US right now through Walmart, it's $30. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater was an incredible game back on the PlayStation 2. I held out and I did get a deal on it. Not as good as you guys, but I use my Amazon gift card. So that's not going to be a Christmas present. That's going to be as soon as I get a present. And then I did grab another couple of games from the Black Friday sales. I got Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and I also got Silent Hill F that were both $100 Canadian. I ended up getting Sonic Racing for 64. Again, at Walmart, it's $30 right now for you US guys. Hope to see you guys on the tracks come Christmas time. And I also picked up Silent Hill F, even though it's not a traditional Silent Hill game. There's no guns. All the combat's with breakable weapons for some reason. Sounds super frustrating, but, I've been watching reviews. Still want to try to experience the game. Apparently, it's beautiful and horrific, and Mike likes horror-themed games, so that's going to be fun. And the other thing I got, as you can see behind me, I talked about this on Super Game Room Dudes. I did replace my TV on Megacade. I was having some problems with my old Samsung 55-inch 1080p TV it was my gaming TV 13 years ago. I've just kept it. That's going to become the new cabin TV. I went out and bought a TLC TV from Best Buy. And, it's a QLED 4K TV. I went out to buy the 55-inch. The guy at the store talked me into buying the 65-inch. So now I have this giant TV in my office. It's going to be great because not only do I have a better TV now, but I also have a TV that I can hook my modern consoles up to and actually do more gameplay streaming right here in the office. So I'm pretty excited for that, even with the modern consoles. Damn it, JT. I wish he didn't tell you that. I'm going to talk to Glenn. The F in Silent Hill is for feminism. I hope not, man. I've had enough of this stuff. All this woke shit telling you to stay away from certain games. Like everybody's saying, stay away from Ghosty Yote. It's woke. It's feminist bullshit. Ghosty Yote has been incredible. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I've killed 3 of the Yote 6. I'm having a blast. If you guys don't want to play it because of woke agenda or whatever, yeah, fine. But I'm loving it. Man, I'm telling you right now, they had an 85-inch for $1,000, and if I had a couple extra shillaroonies, I would have bought the $1,000 85-inch TV and put it in my basement for gaming. I don't know. I'm not up on all that. The model actress, I don't even know who it is. I don't even care. I just want to play another Ghost game, and I'm happy with that. And I'm glad I don't listen to any of the noise. Anyways, guys, moving on from that, that's my Black Friday stuff. I asked you guys what you thought in the audience of the Black Friday sales, and 70 votes. I'm going to end the poll there. Too small for your garage, you mean, MG, right? So were you disappointed in Black Friday home arcade sales? 57% said yes. I'm not surprised by that. Going by the reactions I saw from the co-hosts on Super Game Room Dudes Friday night, that's not a big surprise. The big surprise is number 2. I wasn't going to buy anything anyways, 36%. And I think that's really an indictment of how slow home arcade's been in the last couple of years, and the fact that none of these companies have really released anything we've been super interested in. 4% said maybe, and 3% said no. Ritual Dello, I'm with you. The game is fantastic, like super awesome, great storyline, plays so well. Anybody who's not playing is missing out. MK Deluxe will be $389.99 at BJ's on Friday. Very limited supplies in most stores. Love my MK Deluxe. I've been meaning to do a review forever. That's a really good deal. I mean, obviously $399 is the sweet spot for these cabs. Everybody's already said it. So yeah, if you're interested and you want a new arcade one-up, MK Deluxe isn't a bad one. But you also run the risk. Are they ever going to release a XL from Arcade 1-Up, or is another company going to do a Supreme MK? We'll have to see in the very near future. So, guys, final poll and final topic tonight. I know I'm running a little bit late, but it'll be worth it, I hope. And thank you very much for sticking with me. I got to get better at talking and typing. Hope I didn't spell anything wrong. Here's the final poll going up for tonight. P-Dub stole my keyboard. I bought a new keyboard for Black Friday. Don't know anything about a woke agenda with Ghost Yode or whatever, but I'm also not at all interested in Japanese video games, samurais, ninjas, JRPGs. Not my cup of coffee. I understand, man, completely. 1 second, guys. I got to adjust my chair. The good people at eWin sent me this chair, and I love it, but the canister's gone, probably because I'm too fat. So I've always got to do that several times during my shows. So, guys, we got a new poll up right now. Would you buy a Basic Fun Q Bert Arcade Classic Ultra? 24 votes so far. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So, he's nuts. I don't know. I like that stuff, but it's not for everybody. I get it. So, if you guys tuned into the Arcade Insiders on Thursday, the big show topic was Kevin from Spreetail had just got back from going to Boca Raton, Florida. I made a joke in the show and I was like, Boca Raton, isn't it all senior citizens there? Like whenever I think of Boca, I think of like Del Boca Vista from Seinfeld. That's where the senior citizens go to retire in Florida, is Boca Raton. But anyways, apparently this is where Basic Fun's headquarters are. So he went there and he met with the team. He also had a conversation with our old buddy from Arcade 1-Up, Cyrus. And one of the things they talked about was doing a Q Bert Basic Fun cab. Now, this has always been a bone of contention with me in the home arcade space, because without a doubt, Q Bert is one of the most identifiable and popular video game characters of all time. Like if there's a movie or a show about video games, Q Bert is one of the characters included. You think of Pixel, you think of Wreck-It Ralph. Q Bert is everywhere. Anything to do with classic 80s video game nostalgia, Q Bert is there. So why, oh why, don't these home arcade companies see the value in releasing a Q Bert cab? On the show, he brought up a couple points. He said, like, with Q Bert, it's got very specific controls because it does have those diagonal controls. And he said, there's only one game. It's only Q Bert, which I found concerning because obviously this is somebody who I know has great arcade knowledge. He automatically should have known that no, there's also Q Bert cubes. So it would be like Tron. It'd be a 2-game cab. You could do Q Bert and Q Bert cubes. So it wouldn't just be Q Bert. You could put another game on it, but not that even matters. This is, like I said, one of the most recognizable video game characters of all time, one of the most recognizable arcade games of all time. How do you think you can't do this? And the answers that came back were very concerning, in my opinion, because you had one answer where they talked about it and they said, we just don't think it would sell. Maybe only as a countercade. Now, obviously, Basic Fun's countercades so far have been really underwhelming with no light up marquee, a couple of the other issues people have talked about with some of the stuff. So, I mean, as much as it would be cool to see someone finally do Q Bert, I don't really want to buy a Q Bert countercade. I want Q Bert and I want it in a normal 3/4 or Supreme cabinet. I mean, these are the kind of games that I have been advocating for years, 80s classic arcade games. And it just seems like these companies don't get it. So one was them saying, no, they will never do it just because they don't think there's a market. And the other one was talking about some kind of travesty with a collaboration cab. And I don't really understand that. You talked about Q Bert. So, it has diagonal controls. It's not going to work with other games, but you're going to do a collaboration cab. I think a lot of people might remember the leaked images that definitely didn't come from John D, but came from John D of the old Arcade 1-Up prototypes when we saw the combination Q Bert Tetris cab. And like me, you probably thought, that's the ugliest goddamn thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So overall, the conversation was frustrating. And I don't know if the right information or the information they want to hear is coming to them, or they're just hearing what they want to hear about it, that they don't have faith in it, so they're not going to do it. I mean, the home arcade community overall, the diehard community, they're saying they've got to sell at least 3,000 of these units in order for it to make sense, to make it worthwhile. I see on Reddit, there's, like 60,000 people in the Reddit community. On the different Arcade 1-Up fan pages, there's 25,000, 30,000. You're telling me that there's not 3,000 people in either of those groups that would be willing to buy a really good recreation of Q Bert. Jason brought it up. Jason brought it up just a second ago, which I really appreciated this comment. $4.99 with knocker and the 2 games, I'd buy it if it's accurate. And that's the trick. If it's accurate and you could do that knocker effect, you'd have a winner in your hands. Absolute winner. I would immediately buy it. Again, one of the problems that comes up is the price point. So you can see what options I put in the poll. Would you buy a Basic Fun Q Bert Arcade Classic Ultra? And there was 2 maybes, which I usually don't do, but maybe depending on price and maybe depending on authenticity. When I put this video up on the Super Game Room Dudes Facebook page earlier today, the first comment came up was, I would buy it depending on price. Well, I think we've got a really good idea on what Basic Fun's Ultra Cab prices are. $5.99. They even talked about possibly increasing them to add like speaker grills, coin doors, Wi-Fi, which are all necessary items, but they're all necessary items, not to raise the price, but they're necessary items for them just to meet the same quality level as the Arcade 1-Up Deluxe cabs, which are the product they're trying to replace or replicate. So there you go. Anyways, I want to get some of your guys' feedback on this. They can sell 3K of them. The 500 number is totally not accurate. I 100% agree. I also think that, like, whenever you're doing like any kind of data research or something like that, taking numbers, you really have to take into consideration your audience. And like, I don't want to speak ill, but I don't think a large number of the audience that watch this show is directly their consumer either. I think a lot of them don't even buy home arcades. There's a lot of people there like B Kirby and other people that I see in my videos, other videos that are legit fans and giving real good information. But there's some other people, they don't buy this shit. They don't like it. I don't know why they're commenting on this stuff, trying to push directions for what these companies should do. So fascinating to me. But like, anyways, what I'm saying is they can sell 3K of them. I 100% agree. And I will tell you that 3,000 number is also bullshit because Arcade One Up have done smaller runs. They've done 1,500, they've done 500. I know that the 3,000 number is when you start making money, but I don't get it how you can't do a small run to gauge interest, and you can do smaller runs. You just probably won't make as much money. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, let's see what you say. Thumper Squid says he would buy 2. I don't buy this shit. Sure, sorry, I shouldn't be here. No, you can totally be here. But why are you voicing opinions on which cabs companies should make that you never have any intentions of buying in the first place? Frogger won't sell. Not enough people like Frogger. Clearly, Q Bert is a my. Well, the problem with Frogger wasn't that Frogger wouldn't sell. It's that Frogger had multiple issues. The cabinet looked stupid. It didn't have the original art. They didn't have the original music because of licensing. And then they put a Vaseline filter all over the screen. That Frogger cab was actually great. Frogger played great outside the music issue. Then it had Time Pilot and Time Pilot 84. It was a great cab. It's just they completely messed it up. Naughty List MG, I'd pay $5.99 for 2 games and a pair of knockers. Agree. Gen Xers who really buy the majority of these products would jump on Q Bert. Q Bert would sell out. Only a millennial or Gen Zer would think different. Thank you very much, B. Kirby. Great advice. That's what should be said. Nice knockers. Thank you, Doctor. Yeah, out of joystick, you can have Q Bert Black Widow. So, anyways, I'm seeing a lot of people saying here Konami, Frogger, Supreme, Vertical, Frogger. Yeah, I bought 2 Trons to keep one in box. Nice. Yeah, 100%. Frogger done right. Like, if you can figure out the music licensing, do a really good screen on it, do an authentic cabinet, Frogger would have done gangbusters. But if you sell Frogger in a bullshit cab that doesn't look anything like Frogger, you're going to get the same results you had last time. No, Sega is back on the menu, boys. I know that people are diligently working with Sega. I anticipate Iconic Arcade, believe it or not, to be the one that breaks that nut, and I expect Iconic Arcade to do Sega first. But I think Sega can still be worked with. I don't think it's out of logic there at all. Oh my God! Add a trackball for Q Bert bowling. Nova Sonic says he's from Lake Worth, Florida, originally, not that far from Boca. Is it a retirement village? Is it a normal town? Tell me the difference. Oh, I am so thankful Zero Redux. And by the way, Zero Redux is a master at arcade art. I can't believe how well he did on James' game show last week. That was incredible. Yeah, I am very thankful for my Q Bert New Wave toys. I actually didn't pre-order originally, and I was heartbroken. We went to Cleveland Gaming Classic, and at the end, the guys from New Wave Toys were giving away some of their cabs to some of the YouTubers there. And I had to leave because I went out with a couple other friends, and Glenn actually grabbed me the Q Bert and gave it to me. God bless Glenn for doing that. Boca is a retirement place. I knew it. I knew I wasn't speaking out of school. It's all snowbirds and such. There you go. Thank you. Me too, man. Me too. I only have another, let's see, my son is 3. So he's going to be home till he's about 20-ish, and then university. Yeah, another 25 years I can retire. There you go. Florida equals all retirement. I always make that joke. Lawless Swamp. Evil Genius Entertainment, good to see you as well. So anyways, guys, that's my guess on that one. It's only been up 12 minutes, but we got 60 votes. 60 votes so far. People saying how much they love the Q Bert, New Wave Toys Replicade. Me personally, I don't agree with anything Kevin said. I don't agree with anything Cyrus said. I think Cyrus should stick to licensing and not deciding on what cabs should come out. And I think that they would have no problem selling 3,000 Q Bert cabs as long as it was priced in line with what they're currently pricing, as long as it had coin doors, Wi-Fi, speaker grills, less important, but Wi-Fi, coin door, have the cabinet look right, have it play well. And if you can put a knocker in there, that would make people really, really happy. So anyways, I'm going to end the poll on that. We're at 62 votes. Because I do have to do an after show after this, and I'm at 1:15. Oh my God, yes. Me and my wife right now, we're watching through the older seasons, getting ready. We're not going to be ready by Wednesday. We're still on season 1, but 100%, man. I am so excited for that. So excited. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, brother. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end the poll there now. So, unfortunately, would you buy a Basic Fun Q Bert Arcade Classic? The number one vote was no at 33%, which is a bummer, but right there tied was 32% with a yes. 24% said maybe, depends on the price, and then 11% said maybe, depends on the authenticity. So it wasn't a clear winner for no. It was pretty close to yes. And when you add in the maybes, it seems like a 67% chance that either a yes or a maybe for people to buy Q Bert. I go back again. It's very discerning to hear people in these companies, whether it be a retailer or somebody that works directly at the company, talk about these arcade titles that they have no idea about. And it's so frustrating because they don't know their audience at all. They don't know the core fan base who's going to buy the most of these products. They might think, oh, we'll never sell 3,000 to a mass market. When, as B. Kirby put it up earlier, the mass market would probably buy these up like crazy. A new 80s title like that. Have you not been following social media? All these Gen Zers are going out to these classic barcades, playing these old games. Like, it's hip. It's hip to listen to old music. You guys are completely missing the script on this, and you don't even know it. Like, you sound so stupid. It's so frustrating. So I'm saying there's a chance. Yes, 100%. I think Basic Fun could do a Q Bert, and as long as it's not shitty, I would be a happy person to pay $6.99, which is the going rate for it right now in Canada. Hey, P-Dubs Arcade Loft, you made it just in time for me to end the show. Thank you very much. Amazing short P-Dubs did earlier. Really funny. James Hates Everything Gets Need in the Nuts. Need I say more? Go watch his short. 100% use a BOE too, or at least a better screen. You can have really good TN screens. Like TN screens aren't necessarily all bad. They have faster response time. The biggest problem, of course, is how they're backlit. If it's a full backlit, it could be really good, but if it's edge lit, it's going to be a nightmare, and that's how we have to live with. Anyways, guys, I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in this week. Hopefully, it was a pretty enjoyable show. I'm glad you guys joined. No double down this week, but I do have a community show coming up in just a minute. Give me about 3 to 5 minutes to get ready, and then I'll start the community show. It's a no holds barred ask me anything. So if you want to ask me about what's going on with companies, what my real feelings are towards certain companies, certain individuals that work there, whatever you want to know about community drama, you want to know anything, this is your chance to ask me and to thank you for being a member. Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. Talk to you guys next time.